Okay. The concept of settling down has been, how can I put it? It's been reworked to the point now where it's lost its original meaning in terms of what it really means in terms of relationships. When we say settle down, right, we automatically assume that, okay, you're going to start having kids, you're going to buy a house, and you're going to start making all these big major decisions. But that's not what settling down means. All it means is you're choosing to grow with somebody as opposed to growing independently. See, what people don't understand in terms of how men think, a lot of women come off and say men don't want commitment. That's not 100% true. A lot of men don't want the anchors. They still want room to breathe. So you can be with a chick and you can be in a serious relationship, but guess what? You may not want to start having kids. You may not want to buy a house or move in together. You still want the freedom and flexibility to do what? Go after what you want to do. Right? You know how it is. Sometimes you have to move backwards to go forwards. So I may have to go back to school if I want to get that job, or I may have to, take this lesser position, but I would rather be in this company and work my way up. Right? Or I want to travel, or I want to, relocate to a new city. So there are things that we still want to do as well as be in a committed relationship. The same as the women. Right? I love it when, women, when they have their dreams, they're almost anti-relationship. But when their dreams are fulfilled or they don't really have any, then they want to be with a dude and settle down. I want kids, I want a house. And you don't have to settle down with somebody and automatically start having kids and trying to buy a home. Because all that does is lock you in place. When you're settling down with somebody, you're just choosing to grow with that person. Right? And everybody needs to grow. My biggest fear in terms of my friend that just got married is that they're going to start having kids way too early. And all of a sudden, my boy is not going to have the opportunity to grow and maybe explore some of the things that he wants to do, or some of the things that might be beneficial to his marriage. Right? And it's a big misunderstanding that we have, and it really kills black relationships from forming. Right? Because we feel forced. We feel forced that, if I get with this chick and I'm this age, my life is over. I can't do all the things that I want to do. She can't do all the things she wants to do, and it doesn't have to be that way. I'm not scared. A lot of dudes, like I said, aren't scared of being in a committed relationship. It's unfortunate that that's the common belief that society has of black men. It really is. It's just that a lot of us, or some of us at least, like the fact that we can adapt to the situation. Don't forget, we are black men. Our lives are different from any other group of people on this planet Earth. Right? So we like the ability to adapt to certain situations. We don't like to be tied down to small stuff. Right? In terms of stuff that prevents us from, bobbing and weaving. Because that's how that's how I still operate. So like I said, somebody put a gun to my head and said, Joe, pick, you're going to wake up and you're going to be in a marriage. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not really tripping. We don't have to start having kids. We don't have to buy a house. We can still do what we need to do. Right? She'll grow, I'll grow, we'll go together. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. For a lot of us who are African, who are Nigerian, or Ghanaian, or Ethiopian, that's exactly what our parents did. Go talk to your parents and ask them, were you guys established when you guys married? They're going to say no. Both my parents were still in school when they got married. They were still renting, still doing what they had to do. It wasn't a good 4 or 5 years after that they finally decide to buy a house. They did have my older sister, but they weren't trying to put down any sort of heavy anchor. They liked the flexibility. They didn't know if they're going to end up in California or the Midwest or back east. They were prepared to put themselves in a position to go where they needed to go, where work was good. We kind of lucked out, and it just so happened that Southern California was the place that we were going to be. And the only reason to why we were successful, well, my parents at least, was because they didn't put down any heavy anchors. Right? They didn't say, well, we're together, so I'm going to drop out of school and get this job so we can buy a house. It was like, yo, we're still going to rent. You're going to finish school. I'm going to finish school. And we're going to do what we have to do. So, I mean, you know, I encourage you guys to really rethink what the whole idea of settling down means. Right? Because it's really putting a wrench in, you know, what we're trying to do. If you just look at even how other people do it, other younger couples, a lot of younger couples who are non-black aren't necessarily on this whole, we have to start pumping out kids and we have to try to buy a house, you know, even though we're going to struggle. They're not on it. They take their time. They enjoy each other's company. Right? You know, they're still going out. They're still having fun. They're growing together. Right? They're still in school. And there is no rush. The value is just being together. Growing together, because they know what it's going to yield in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So that's the value. It isn't about having kids or having a house. It's just about growing with somebody. Knowing that your life is tailor-made for him and his life is tailor-made for you. That's the whole point of settling down early. So anyways, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Give me some feedback and let me know how you feel. Take it easy. God bless.